Let's get this recording going. Okay, cool. Welcome everybody to Wisdom. We're going to the MFO raid. Definitely excited to do it with you all. Just a little bit of the state of the raid and where I think we are and where we're headed. In general, I'm pretty happy with how things are going. I think in general we're playing better. Our trend is that we're playing better tier to tier. And I think we're just having a better time doing it for the most part. And I just want to continue that trend because that's why we're here, right? We're trying to play well, and we have a good time while playing well, right? We're not really satisfied with the status quo and mediocrity and, the same thing over and over again. We're trying to improve ourselves. So the meta prog along with the prog of whatever content we're up against. So yeah, in general, pretty happy. That being said, we did drop a couple of levels in terms of guild ranks last year. So while we finished earlier, a better measure of our performance is probably in guild ranks. And so there are some things that we're going to look to improve and solidify. And I think we'll need to, because in this coming tier, it's going to be... It should be difficult. I'm expecting that this tier is going to push back on us pretty heavily, and it's going to punish us a lot if we show up in any sort of bad capacity. So that's just where I'm at. In terms of us overall, in terms of who we are and what we do and how we do it, we're driven by CE, right? We're going for that in terms of the content that we're going for, and we're trying to grab it as quickly as possible with a competitive roster, trying to play our best team that we possibly can for every boss, so that we can clear the content and the whole team can eventually get CE. I was pretty happy that we were able to do that last year, and I would like to continue that, but in order to do that, we are going to still need to improve as a team. So continuous improvement is definitely a value that we have, and it's extremely important to our culture. We're looking for the next way to level up, the things that might be roadblocks for us or our hang-ups. We're looking to address those, and just continue moving forward as people and as a team. So that being said, I do try to promote a team-first environment. Is somebody saying something? Who's that?
What did you trip over, dude?
Oh, it's War. War's talking to his kids. Okay, so that being
Sorry,
said...
I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay, man. So that being said, we make our decisions based on, what's good for the team as much as possible, right? To some degree, what's good for you is also good for the team, but team being the top of our priorities, right? If the team succeeds, then so do you, right? Because you're part of the team. This is the basis for conversations that I like to have. You're not going to go super far with me if this is not where your head's at as well. If you're part of the team, then we talk about the team and what's good for the team overall. It doesn't mean don't want to hear what's good for you personally, but we always have to balance that against what's good for the other raiders. And then I put in resilience here. I think for some of you that are here that are new, we've been around for a bit, especially some of the friend core. We've known each other for teens of years. We've seen a lot. We've seen about everything together. Been through some tough ups and downs, but we're still here and still kicking. So this is part of how we are successful. We don't give up from that type of stuff. We just take it and learn the lesson and implement something new. So that's how we do it. So welcome to that environment. In terms of, what's the cost or how do you, get into the team and integrate, it is a bit of a commitment, right? I take commitment on a tier by tier level. So, feel free to do whatever you want in between tiers or the next tier or that sort of thing. But if you show up for raid like we are going to on this coming Thursday on the 14th, if you show up, you're basically signing a contract or an agreement that you are going to finish out the tier, and that this is your main as best as you know it, and you're going to commit yourself to playing on that character as best as you can for the entirety of the tier. So as far as like minimums and what that means, just plant this in your brain. Doing either an M plus a week or completing Thursday raid, which is optional but encouraged, on your main. Even so, it's not going to matter now, right? Because everybody's playing a bunch. But later on in the tier, this starts to feel like a bigger deal because you're not going to want to play because you don't have gear to get or that sort of thing. But it's important for the guild that you do play, and that you keep yourself and the rust off, right? So that's the bare minimum to remain raid eligible and to fulfill your commitment that you are ready to play all the way through the end of the tier. So regardless of your status, whether you are benched or not, and that sort of thing. So this is important. Cool. So in terms of our officers, you've met me. I'm a raid leader guy. I do raid leader stuff. In terms of about me, I'm pretty laid back for the most part, unless you come after my team, or if you don't plan ahead very well. Like if you come to me with last minute stuff, I'm not super great with that. So communication with me early and often is going to make our relationship much more successful. So yeah, I don't care what it is, my door's always open. Like just talk with me about like whatever's going on with you, and I'm usually pretty happy to work with you. But if you're not communicating, or you're communicating like last minute or late, that's where you might have some problems with me. So if you're not a planner and you're kind of a shoot from the cuff kind of guy, this may be a struggle for you to develop a good relationship with me. But I just want to let you know about that heads up right out the gate. So yeah, send me messages early and often. It's always welcome. I love talking with my team and my raiders, no matter what it is. Yeah, keep me in the light. Don't keep me in the dark, and I'll be good. And I'd like to have the other officers just quickly introduce themselves. We can just go down the line here. Buckus, if you want to say a couple words.
John Buckus here. A lot of you guys know me. I am good at weak aura nonsense. I do lots of loot stuff. We do a loot council, but I'm the one that goes through the mechanics of actually doing it. Been around forever, playing since classic. So if you know any nonsense, hit me up. I'll try to play more. If not, ping me in Discord. I'll play with you. That's it.
Hell yeah, I need to ping Buckus. Why do you want to clap between everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do mine for me.
What? I can.
Okay.
Let someone else go first. So I need to get some water thirds.
Okay, that
Let
works.
Diddy go, then I'll be okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Wow, he levels your character and mop, and now he's going to introduce you this tier.
Okay. I paid for that, okay?
Ziddy, are you ready?
Yeah, I can go real quick.
Thanks, man.
So welcome back to the OG crew. I hope you guys had a good break. You guys already know who I am, but for the people who are joining us this tier, my name is Ziddy. I played Mage last tier. I'm playing Shadow Priest this tier. I think my mostly what I'm going to be doing here is helping out some of the people who are struggling a little bit. So if you have any problems, whether it's like you can't figure out your rotation or you don't know certain mechanics on the fight, or you just have trouble fitting in with the guild, just hit me up. I think we work together best as a team, and we're only as strong as our weakest link. So if you, don't hesitate to hit me up if you need any help. But other than that, that's about it.
Okay. Thanks, Ziddy.
Okay, I am also Ryan, aka Death by Sexy. I will be primary contact for recruitment because I play more than other officers, and I'm very sensitive about that. because they don't play enough. Fuck those guys.
Also very accurate. That's accurate.
Also, he just kind of helps with vibes. Like people give him shit that's unwarranted, but he is the vibe curator. He helps keep everybody honest. He's also part of the Loot Council along with Ziddy and myself. We're all pretty easy to talk to, but we definitely have different personalities. So I've gone more caustic, and LK is more nice. But I am best when I am caustic. For those that have known me for the past 15 years, that is true. But we're here to help you guys out. Whatever you need, hit us up. We're your friends.
Question, okay.
Yes.
What is player alignment?
Player alignment is just it's kind of like vibes.
Vibe check.
Like vibe check, or people feeling like, hey, if someone's being like too clicky or not hanging out with people, and or if you feel like you're being excluded from something, like kind of hit okay up, hit. You can hit me up too.
Oh god, Ripper, don't start, dude.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of the thing where it's like we're kind of HR, kind of like we don't realize if your feelings are hurt. Let us know. Like as dumb as that sounds, we're all like old grumpy men, but if our feelings are hurt, we don't want to play. So let us know, and we can kind of address that.
No,
Anna, how does that
though.
make you feel?
LK is younger.
Oh, yeah,
The
he
rest
is
of
younger.
us are older.
Grumpy and apparently a guy now.
Well, no, Banna is our beacon of light, dude. She's at the bottom. She's the other person on Loot Council that is not an old grumpy man.
But
Or
she
is it
plays Druid. She can't be a beacon of light.
Yes, she can,
Okay.
dude.
You could definitely put Beacon of Light on her. She's a valid target.
She's a goddess of a loon. Is that what druids would be? It's like a moonlight.
If you want to call her goddess. Oof.
All
Dude,
right.
Beacon
All
of Light
right.
is a targetable spell.
Let's get back on track here. Callaghan, will you introduce
How's
yourself?
it going, eh?
I've been here forever. I'm the GM. I've delegated everything out. But if you really have problems with somebody, especially if you have problems with Core, you can tell me, and then I'll tell you to get lost because Core does everything. Not really. I would actually listen, but Core doesn't have. People rarely have problems with Core. He's amazing. And I also am in charge of streaming this tier, believe it or not. It is fantastic because that way there will always be an incredible, steady, non-spastic point of view to go over fights with. And if your computer's broken, I can try to help. If you have bad frame rate, I can definitely help. So I'm also kind of tech guy.
Okay.
What kind of point of view?
Maz's
These beats
here.
are too good, dude.
Dude, the rage point of view is going to be helpful. It will be helpful, Maza.
Because it's non-spastic?
No, I said spastic actually.
When did you get here,
spastic.
Maza?
Thank you.
Yeah.
In the beginning.
Yeah.
He was summoned.
Okay.
In the beginning, there was a Maza.
Yeah, when I
There
called
was
your
a
name,
Maza, dude.
you weren't here. Okay.
Right after that.
Cool.
Russian Orthodox motherfucker.
So thanks for introducing yourselves. That's my officer team. I love these guys to death. So yeah. I think Bucks's point is probably one of the more important ones to take away from that is that yeah, we're all a little diffy. We're on the same team, but we're all a little different. So feel free to approach any of us, and we have relatively open communication between us. But you know, whatever you say, like, will be, you know, held with some you know, confidence, but also if you want them to share it with us as well, they'd be happy to do that. So approach anybody. I think that's one of the better parts of the team is that usually somebody is around to talk to and available. And if you're intimidated by any one of us, you shouldn't be. But if you are, then one of us is at least approachable, probably. Cool.
Yeah, but if you approach me, be ready for a long conversation. Fair warning.
So I think we've got one possible latecomer here, but in general, this should be a complete roster as far as what people are maining. Of course, people can do some off-spec stuff, and they're going to have some good alts. But as far as mains, this is what we're looking at, which is fairly similar to what I posted a while ago in Discord about the plan, with some small alterations. Some really good things happening with this roster, and I'm definitely excited to put it to the test. However, it is relatively large, right? So we're sitting at like 29-30 people. So just be aware of that because we can only take 20 into Mythic, and we're all looking to Mythic raid. So we'll try to balance that as best as we can. What I am pretty happy about is I think, you know, our roster quality continues to rise, and the bosses actually all offer kind of different profiles that they're looking for. And so what I'm hoping more than ever this tier is, you know, rather than just play our 20 what I perceive to be like our best raiders and players that learn, to really utilize this roster as a strength and put in the players that are on classes that can really shine on certain types of bosses, because they're all relatively different, and not all classes are going to be good at all of it, you know, regardless of how they respec. So I think we'll be very strong this tier if I can manage to do that, and everybody kind of stays up and on top of it and as competitive as possible. It's going to make us very strong, and we should be able to clear the content much quicker that way. So I'm excited about that. If you're a warrior, rogue, or monk, your tier is a little bit better. The edgy boys are crying this tier, but it's all good. It's
fucking cry, dude.
yeah.
Actually,
we're pretty lucky. I think it evens out.
True.
I think we've just evened out the playing field for everyone else now.
Yeah, you guys are definitely lucky all the time. So cool. So that's the roster. Those of you that are astute, there are a few new players on the roster, and I just wanted to give them a moment to just say a couple of words and introduce themselves. I know you guys know a lot of them, but could we start with you, Lube, and just say a couple of words about yourself?
Yeah, sounds good. It's fine with me.
Cool.
Yeah, I've been playing a while since vanilla. It's been a long time, a lot longer than I wanna say. I stay pretty active in my life, so I mean, I'll obviously with no problems with meeting all the requirements, but I have 3 kids, so stay pretty busy outside a while. So this is pretty much my only game, so for me. So that's about it. Not a whole lot.
Okay.
Cool.
Awesome.
We have a lot of kids in this guild, or people with kids, I should say.
A lot of kids, yeah, Callie.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
a lot of kids.
Tell
Well,
us about
Mike,
kids.
Goo goo
Just
gaga.
a big kid anyway.
It's all kids.
Cool. Yeah, welcome. It's a dad guild. It's dad friendly, so you're more than welcome.
You're in good company is all I was trying to say.
It's perfect.
Brad, do you want to introduce yourself? Is he responding to it
Rapon.
yet? Oh, is he here?
He's
I
not.
don't think he wants to.
I think he's trying to make his
maybe he's
mic
shy.
work. I see him. Yeah, he's.
I mean, maybe Dota can go for Rapon and Rapon can go for Dota.
No, come on. Only the officers get to do that. Yeah.
Maybe Buckus can go for Ropon?
I got you. So I'm Rapon. I'm friends with Avalard. I like to play during the day a lot. I play many classes. So have fun doing keys with me during the day. It'll be like sick. We'll have a great time.
Okay, but Rapon, what we need to know is your hair as fantastic as Avalard's?
Not possible.
Yeah.
That's my go-to for daytime keys while I'm slacking.
Ooh.
Since I work from home, I tend to sneak a key in between things, you know.
We've actually become like a lot more of a daytime guild these days.
We have a pretty good breakfast squad, especially the first like 3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
We have a healthy breakfast team.
Good.
Oh,
Healthy breakfast options.
Yeah, dude. Avocado toasting all day, every day.
Ropon, did you want to type to me? Was that a good introduction, or is there anything else you want us to include that everybody should know? Or
he sent me a tell. He said his hair is better than Avalard's.
Okay, good.
Should have had Ripper speak for me. That would have been awful.
True.
Okay.
True.
Rapon's favorite time he played the game was when he could just press Starfire on Moonkin. Shit was heat.
He said, it's totally fine. I play Ropon, I play a bunch of classes, and I'm better than Avalard. All right, perfect, dude. Dunk on him.
Play Rapon.
All right, Dota, if you want to say a couple of words, if your mic's working again.
Yeah. I'm
Cool.
good. Hey, everyone. I'm Dota, the real one.
Hey.
We're going to be playing with my imposter as well. I've been playing WoW for a while as well. I'm Avalard's longtime boyfriend. You know, I am the top, if you want to ask.
Whoa. I thought that was me.
Congrats.
Do it.
Hey,
No,
Revelation.
I told them like if the guild gets I told them if the guild does get into the Hall of Fame, I would finally propose to him. So
Okay.
no pressure
What's
there.
your hair like?
Yeah, I love
Don't worry,
that.
Adelard,
It's
you're
better
safe.
than his as well.
Whoa.
Everybody.
I had to go
Wait,
take care
what?
of something real quick. I'll be back.
So
Yeah, so
you're
what's the
telling
top
me
3?
we got the
Abelard,
cheap
Dota,
knockoff at
Ropod.
BlizzCon?
I actually have a problem with this. We're only supposed to have one gay person in the guild, so I have a better chance of getting in the raid.
This is a modern era,
You
bro.
have to talk to Avallard about
Why are you
that. You know?
gatekeeping the gay, dude? Get out of here.
It's the
Do we
only
have
way
a-
I get
do
into
we
the
have a
guild.
guild GSA?
Since we went to 30 men, now we can afford to have one more.
We'd have
And
two gays.
it doesn't throw the ratios off. All right, cool.
Our fashion
Well,
is going to be out of
anyways,
control.
we're gonna be doing a lot of keys. So tomorrow we're gonna be going hard. We would love to have a tank and a healer join us.
Wow,
if
he's
you want to get
recruiting
some
right
gear.
now. He's introducing people as recruiting. I love it.
That's
Hell
right.
yeah.
So yeah, a lust would be great for the healer. It's not mandatory.
Okay, he's getting specifics. All right, getting this man's DM.
Hear that?
Man.
Fuck priest.
That's
I
nice,
think
dude.
you've been reserved.
Take muck, God.
So yeah, excited to play with all three of these guys. I wouldn't recommend putting these two and Avallard in the same key together. If you if you want to focus on what you're doing, but they're all great players, and you'd be lucky to have any of them individually in your keys. So I'm excited
what
to play
you
with
should
you
do
guys.
instead is get Ziddy can heal, and Kilthea and I and Ropan will all triple mage DPS, and then Maza will tank. It's great.
That's a
Okay.
great way to get Maza to kill
on my
himself.
way, bro.
Maza
So-
will also cry throughout all that
I didn't hear Maza
I'm way
complaining. He
past
thinks it's a
that
good
point,
idea.
dude.
and drink.
We're fine.
Hey, Russians don't cry. They create.
I will
too.
drink a lot in that key.
So there's one other person, but it was kind of like a last minute thing, and I think they're here in Discord. Demon Step, do you have a microphone, and did you want to like say anything about yourself, or did you just want to lurk? It's okay either way. All right, I'm getting lurker vibes. That's a clear
just look,
signal.
man.
All right, well,
You put
welcome
it in.
Demon Step. Either way, I'm excited to meet you and learn more about you. Hopefully, we haven't scared him off yet. He's still in the Discord channel, so whatever.
He said he's just listening in guild
Yeah, he
chat.
said in guild.
I mean, if you want me to talk, I can talk. But
Oh, okay, yeah, man.
Oh,
Talk
I
your
was
shit,
just
dog.
smoking,
What's
so
up?
Okay.
so
Speak your truth.
How is your hair compared to Avallard?
He does
I don't know what
not
his hair
know
looks
what
like.
that is. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Think
It's
it was the
glorious.
greatest thing you've ever seen.
It's glorious.
okay. All right. Did you want to say anything about yourself as far as like your experience in the game, or what you're looking to do, your goals, that sort of thing, or did you not want to say anything? It's okay either way.
I mean, I'm just looking for good people to push raid with when I'm not doing keys, because I'll be doing keys the majority of the season.
Okay.
Like higher end keys. If people want to do higher end keys, I'll be doing those.
What did you?
You found a good home.
You were tanking, right? What did you get to last season in your rating?
I just got AOTC. I didn't even try to push anything really. I just pugged.
Okay. And you did
I
you?
did mythic rating first season, but
What
I pugged that too.
What IO did you get to?
3400, but I stopped for like 3 months.
God damn, man. Okay. Yeah, you're like you're
I have like 6
serious
characters at like
M+er.
34. I have like 6 characters at 3400.
Oh, geez.
Your
and
Maza's friend?
Altaholic. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I play a lot of characters. So if you guys like need me to swap to like a certain spec for certain bosses, I can always swap to a different tank or a different DPS if you need.
Hey, listen to that smile on his voice. I like this guy.
Dude, this guy sounds like such a versatile tank.
Wow.
That's new.
Yeah. Interesting.
Also, I think we found somebody who can swap multiple
Play
times a
anything we
tier.
need him to play.
Maza's going back to Hunter.
Not to grill you, but wait, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something else. Oh, how did you find out about us? If you don't mind.
I seen some guy running around and asked.
Damn, like in Dornegal?
Not in fucking the new area.
You won't believe who
Yeah.
the guy was, Core. The
Who-
guy was me.
Was it you?
Really?
No
Yeah.
shot.
Mozzie
What
was
about
playing?
Made
The
I
fucking
was
Ruski
online and
out here?
playing.
I was
He's-
like doing
the
the story,
Ruski recruiting
story
people?
mode.
He
I'll
saw
have
those
you
Like,
know I was
death
putting
traps.
more people than okay.
Holy shit. Miles was the
I got one
recruiter?
and okay this time, dude. Mhm.
Unbelievable.
Dude, Mazda recruiting Tank. My man's like ready to get married and just fucking peace out. Like that's his
We
play.
were
we
actually so
know-
shocked by
He's
the
cultivating the
recruits,
exit
we
strategy
talked
right
about
now.
this today.
Okay. Well,
So
it's
we
not-
know Demon plays D-Gen hours too. Then
Hell yeah. Okay, so
You're a
Oh, yeah,
DJ
one-
hour.
we are happy to welcome you guys. Just let us know if you need anything. We try to be as welcoming as possible, but sometimes we're dicks, so sorry about that. But yeah, we're here for the team, and so as long as you are as well, you're going to be more than happy here. So moving on, some things to communicate with you guys as far as maybe some changes and things to continue with the coming tier. And just to be transparent with everybody, so loot, yeah, we do a council style loot, especially for like high ticket items. We decided to continue with Banna, adding to the loot council, and mostly that's just because she has some knowledge of other classes, and she's also willing to look into loot and do some research, and she's also not hated by other people, so we're not like suspecting Banna of doing back alley deals or whatever. So I think there's some trust there. If this sounds like you, by the way, and you would be really interested in being a part of the loot council, let us know, and we'll definitely consider it. But there are some qualifications there, right? You can't just have a pulse. Like we need somebody that will fulfill the role pretty well. And so we're continuing with Banna because she did a great job last year to our estimation. So thanks, Banna. Excited to work with you on that. We do
That would be
also
a
want to
next
be...
tier application, not this tier. This tier we're locked in, yeah?
Yeah. Thank you for clarifying that. That's what I meant. Yeah. So for next year, just let us know if that's something you want to do.
I do need people to whisper me if you hate me so I can see if I'm eligible.
It sounds good.
All right. I'm on
Dude,
it.
you're gonna hit the
Fuck
chat
is
limit,
a strong word, dude.
You're gonna hit that chat limit, Ripper. Yeah,
I
problems.
don't want
I
to log
instantly
in,
got
but
spammed. I feel loved.
So this is the way that most guilds function, but the trials that we just met, you may find yourself being a little bit of a lower priority, especially for some high ticket items. If you're rolling against, or trying to bid against somebody who got CE with us last tier, you may find that the needle shifts a little bit more towards somebody that has been here and is not in a trial status. That being said, in terms of competition for spots, it will be taken into consideration. If you were passed up on some key loot spots and stuff like that, and you're not quite keeping up with them on damage or healing or whatever, that will be taken into consideration. It's just we might choose to allocate loot that direction, and we want to be fully upfront with you about that's the case. So
it's primarily like a first 2-3 week thing too as well.
Yeah,
except for
first
the
couple
ultra
weeks. Yeah.
But the tier stuff is gonna be the one that feels like the worst probably for the first week or two. But
yeah, depending on what drops, distribution of tier. Yep.
Buckus, can you speak briefly on how the 2-piece, 4-piece distribution is going to work? I think we had a.
It still kind of depends on what the numbers are, but we're looking to get similar we did last time, where everybody gets like at least 1 piece from the raid, because you can get 3 pieces if you think you get 1 from the raid, 1 from Mythic Plus achievement, and 1 from your vault. Same sort of allotment where
Should the recruits generally expect to see a piece from the raid before someone else is awarded 2 pieces from the raid?
No. Yeah, before they were their second piece, but it just depends how it falls. Last year we were kind of fucked. We didn't get the Priest Pally Shotman until token. Yeah. It was like the end of week 2, second, third, last boss. So it just kind of depends how it goes. But
I think what I was going for is the general idea is that the cutting edge players may get 2-piece first, but even the recruits will probably get 2-piece before you see 4-piece on the cutting edge players.
100%. Yeah, because you get at least 2 pieces.
That's what I was trying to tease out.
2 pieces from their own endeavors.
So you're not getting
Between
you're
both.
not getting Mondo screwed, right? Like you're gonna
Yeah.
get a tier piece.
And in general, my understanding of this tier is that it's very powerful. So 2-piece and 4-piece for most.
2-piece is very strong for most folks, so it's like it doesn't feel as bad as not
So
getting 4-piece right away.
Spreading it out, like we're even incentivized as a guild and like as a raid for our power overall to spread that out a little bit. So yeah, it just, if it comes down to it, right, and it's a choice between two players, you just might be lower prio, and I think it's important that we be upfront about that, but we're not trying to screw you over or anything. Some classes will only swap at 4-piece. Yeah, definitely. We'll need to look into that a bit more on the
We're
specifics.
not giving. We're not going to give people their 3rd piece while you're sitting at 1 piece that you get. You know what I mean? Like if you're at 1 piece and they're at 2 pieces, we're going to be completing 2-piece set bonuses before giving person a 3rd piece. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just confusing the point. Never mind.
Oh, good. You're just thinking out loud.
Be cute and quiet, bud.
Okay, so that's there. Something that I keep pushing is accountability. So if you've been around with me for a while, you're tired of hearing it, but I think it's important that we keep doing that. So I've broken this down into 3 parts. This is really accountability that's like bundled into problem solving, but accountability, if you just say my bad, is basically like saying I'm sorry without, changing your behavior, right? So there's a couple of other steps, doing some of your own problem solving on like, why was it your bad, and what could you do to fix it, is the next step. And then the 3rd step is just checking in with how effective was that, right? Were we able to get some results when we did that? And also, am I even putting it into practice, right? Or did I just give it lip service as a solution, and then I'm still doing the old way? So if you fulfill all these 3 things, then I think vibes are really good in terms of us improving. If we only have one or a couple of parts of this at a time, then that's where some things start to break down, and that's where frustration is typically born from your team. So doing the whole 3-step process, and it's a practice, right? We're all learning and getting better at it. And so part of my role is to just help and coach everybody to get better at that, and to kind of move us along with that sort of thing. We do have, and officers talked about a goal of a bit more M+ culture. Those of you that have been around for a while, you'll notice that there actually is no mention here, and we haven't talked about it, of beat the GM. That's something we're going to put on hiatus for this tier. However, M+ is important, right? The reason that beat the GM is on hiatus is it's not really solving any problems for us. It just encouraged us to play more at a time when we were already playing more, whereas M+, mid-season, late season is actually where we get the most value, because we are pushing much more difficult content at that point. And so that's where we can get our practice and develop more mastery of our characters and that sort of thing. So an idea that we've been kicking around, and we're going to try, it's going to be like in a beta process this tier, is we'll post probably and pin in the M+ channel a suggested key level for that week. So based on our gear level and what we're sitting at, this is an appropriate like punishing key level for our gear that will challenge you and punish you for mistakes, and trying to just basically keep our skills on edge by doing some of the more difficult content. Now it's going to be a suggestion and not a requirement, but for those of you that are looking for like a number and something specific that you should be playing at to be playing at a CE level, I think it might be helpful just as a gauge to see like are you pacing yourself pretty well or not. So there's some ideas there. Let us know if you have any ideas around that, because it's really clear, like the more that we're playing right the game and doing M+, the better we play as a raid, right? As soon as we start playing less and less of this game, which happens naturally, and that's fine, but as soon as we do that, we do play worse. And unfortunately, we start playing worse as soon as the harder bosses come in. And so I'm trying to figure out ways to counteract that phenomenon, without putting like hard requirements on people. So just some ideas that we're kicking around. It's definitely a goal. We did add Caligon in as streaming, partially to just keep track of him, and his chat, and him behaving erratically in raid. But also, it's just good to have another POV and something that is kept as a record, so that we can take a look at that, and basically anybody can go back and look at our raid and see what happened at a given point in time. So it'd be really good to have those VODs available to everybody. So I think that's a good spot for him to be in, and add to him. Cool.
Just to add real quick to the M Plus thing. So like if you need help, please don't hesitate to post in the M Plus channel. Some of the key levels might be a little higher than you're used to later on in the season, and we have multiple people with multiple roles that they can play that would love to help you out. But one of the things you have to remember to do is to take accountability for the time you spend in there, right? Because other people are donating not only their time but their keys to help out. So if you're struggling with the keys and it's something that you're not used to doing, make sure you're like asking for help and asking for where you can improve on. And please be open to criticism if people are telling you calling out some of the mistakes you're making.
Yeah. Nice. I like that, Ziddy. Yeah, I mean, we are focused on rating, but we've just recognized that M Plus is a really nice counterpart to that, and helps us in raid. And so we're trying to figure out a best way to dance with both of these things at the same time, and strike that right balance that's for us. And you guys need to do that on your own individual level as well. So we can't impose anything, but
like a soft.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Okay, so moving down, there are a couple of new things this tier. There are new healing potions. These heal for baseline before the crit 2 million more. So definitely take a look for these invigorating healing potions. Put them on your bar. If you have any sort of macros for healing potions and that sort of thing, change it for this one. Definitely want these. These are almost like a lay on hands. It's crazy for the raid. So you're gonna want these for your M plus and for raid for sure. There is a new potion that will basically shadow meld you, Umbral Essentia. So something to just keep an eye out for. I know healers were thinking about possibly using these to actually drop combat and get a drink off at the end of a pack or something like that. Or if they just want to keep moving, they can use
like silly and drinking raid or no?
We might be able to do some skips or something, yeah, and raid with them. It'd be worth having a few in your bags regardless. But it won't be working for like bosses, but maybe for trash or something like that. That'd be interesting. There also is a endless augment rune, infinite augment rune this tier. I can't recommend this enough. Really good to have, just because it seems like, and don't quote me on this, but last time they had this, it was usable all through the next expansion. So you get like tons of value from this. So if you're looking to add every bit of stats to your character that you can, and we are as a team, this is at renown rank 18. So just kind of stay on top of the zone and get your rep. You don't need to be crazy and have 12 rep already at this point, and just grind the crap out of it and get 15 rep per rare. Like that's not worth it. But just check in on it on a weekly basis, maybe a couple of times a week, and try and get that ground out so you can have it. I know like the Demon Hunter boss drops some augment runes this tier as well. That's like one of the rewards for the renown track, but you can definitely take advantage of this, and it'll be worth your while. So that's there.
Did we ever find out if you could do the old like slot machine and get your ones every week or no?
Oh, that's interesting. No, I don't know. Maybe.
Who I
can
talked
make
about?
the 2 potions now. I just grabbed them. So if
Okay.
you want them, tell
Oh,
me,
the
give me mats.
The other thing is hardy food for this tier, because a lot of characters will have reached the point where main stat isn't as beneficial as secondaries for them. So if you have the time, if you have the time, it might not just be Bellator's Bounty. There's some other like sweet tea or stuff too, depending on your stats.
Too, right?
Yeah, I think you can just buy that hardy straight off the auction house. So if you have time to grind out some cooking levels before the raid tier starts, this is a good time to do it for sure.
Cooking is brain dead easy to grind, by the way.
Especially when Thanksgiving. It's like when Thanksgiving happens, you have like free recipes.
Okay, cool.
Like after the tier, but
that's good to bring up some of the consumables that are available. So that's there. As far as what I'd like to see from you guys, your role and your job, each and every one of you, is to make this the best raid team you possibly can. It doesn't matter whether or not you're benched. You know, leadership has nothing to do with title. You guys, I think it's one of the coolest parts about being a part of a raid team, is that you guys can have a massive influence on this team, and you get to choose, you know, what you want to look like, and you know, what team you want to be a part of. So I'm excited for that. I like the start of a new tier because it does feel like a little bit of a blank slate. We can kind of reinvent ourselves a little bit, and, you know, give each other the freedom and the space to do that. And I think we only stand to gain from that. If we really apply ourselves, I don't know what, you know, the upper limit of this is. I don't know how far we could go and how far we could take it. And that's kind of part of the experiment of what we're doing here. And this is why I show up tier after tier. So I hope that's important to you as well. This is a part of why you're here. We rely on each and every one of you to make this a great place. And you guys are doing a good job. But we're also looking to just continuously improve and kind of build upon the things that were good, and slough off some of the things that were bad and learn from them. So I just wanted to iterate that you have that power here, and that's cool. As far as by the end of this, so checklist. So one of the things that you needed to do was attend this meeting. So if you're in here and you're listening to this, then you're doing a great job. So that's it. One of the things. The second thing that you need to do is put a goal in the goals and recognition channel before the raid. I will not let you come to raid until you come up with a goal as far as like how you want to contribute to the team this tier, what, you know, and can be personal, you know, whatever way you want to contribute. A lot of it is kind of personal goals, but as you guys grow personally and work towards your goals, we all gain from that as well. So it's all good. But yeah, you need to do that before the raid on the Thursday. I wouldn't worry about it this week. If I were you, I'd do some thinking about it tonight after this meeting, and drop that goal in there. So until I check you off for actually having your goal and attending this meeting, you will not be allowed to attend raid. So that's first and foremost. Obviously we're getting our guys ready, and doing as much of the content as we possibly can to be strong, for this week. Review the plans. So let me actually just pull up our Discord here. So I've got that, but let me just post my goal here. I had it typed up previously as an example so you guys can see what I'm working on and just what I'm looking for from you guys. So as far as like our plans, so if you look in this MFO channel right here, this is where I do the majority of my communication, my planning. It's supposed to be basically a one-stop shop in terms of preparation for the raid, and has everything that you need. So if you click on the start here, it happens to be at the bottom. That's just the way these channels work. You can check and see there's some helpful links here, including a audit of our raid. So you can see where people are at in terms of like an average of eye level, of M+ done for the week, that sort of thing. and Mythic Plus rating, so you can kind of see where you are in terms of with the rest of the team. So this is a great way to pace yourself, and so that resource is right here, in here as well. And I think a lot of people underutilize that in terms of, you know, figuring out where they are in terms of the rest of the team and whether or not they're doing well or not. This is just a great way to measure that. It's not the be all end all, but it's a great place to start. As far as for the bosses themselves, I've got some resources here. There's a liquid Weekora pack for the raid already, although I think this is mostly for helpers. However, it would probably help us, and we can just kind of start taking a look at that and getting that. So this is recommended. If you don't want it for like the first time that you step in on Thursday and just want to experience it natty, that's okay. But by the time we get to the weekend and we start pushing some heroic bosses, I think it's important that we all have this similar UI. I have some recommendations in terms of features that you can keep and turn off, although there's some of these might not be customizable with the helper. While the race to world first is going on, they're going to have this locked down a little bit more. So just be aware of that. I have like a quick guide. These ones are like 2 or 3 minutes. So if you want to refresh yourself on it, I have our PTRU with links to timestamps of this specific boss. So if you don't remember what we talked about, you can go right there. If you want more of an in-depth raid leader perspective guide after all of that, then you're welcome to do that as well, but that's not required. That's here, as well as some diagrams as far as how we're going to handle the boss. So every boss has that. So tanks in particular, this would be something that'd be great for you guys to just know, like as far as like positioning and game plans, these resources are here for each and every boss. So you can check that out. So the idea for me is not to create more things that are required for you guys. It's actually to streamline your preparation process and put it all in one spot. So it's right here in this MFO channel, and you can just click on whatever boss you want to learn about, and the information will be there. And it's all PTR stuff at this point, right? Because we haven't seen the bosses on live. Some of the best ways to prep next week will actually just be to watch the race to world first and pay attention to how they're handling stuff, because we'll get a lot more information from there because they've changed the bosses since PTR. But this is a good starting point. So that is all there for you. Let's see here. So with that, that's basically it. As far as for gearing, I think it's worth saying, because we run into this sometimes with some players. As much power as you can get in the current week as possible. I'm not as worried about efficiency like a long term of like your crests and that sort of thing, because we play the entire tier, right? So you're going to have more crests than you need. Obviously don't int. There's, you know, some things like sending early gilded crests into heroic items that is just a waste. Like, don't do that, but spend your crests for sure early and often, and try to be strong this week, because if we can turn that into power and even just like one more boss kill in the current week, that actually is more valuable than being like efficient with your crests. So I would say in general, don't hold on to them too long, and send them like by the weekend. You can hold on to them and see what happens, like, you know, this week, Thursday and Sunday, but definitely send them before raid on Monday, and come to raid Monday like as powerful as you can be, so that we can finish strong. So really a lot of that early on is just about stamina. Like, do we have enough stamina to survive these mechanics and have enough time to react to some of them as we're learning? So even if the piece is not like perfect eye level for you or whatever, still grab the piece just for stamina early on. I'm not looking at damage meters like in terms of your competition with other players, really hardly at all, like the early week. I'm just looking at like, are we executing quickly, cleanly? Are we listening? Are we learning the mechanics? And so stamina gives us a lot of leeway there. So even just slapping on eye level for eye level's sake, even if it's a downgrade in damage, I'm actually okay with that for like the first week. So that's my philosophy as far as gearing. So I'd appreciate it if you guys join me with that. Are there any questions before we wrap this up? We're keeping it looks like just under an hour here, so that's good.
I prefer when you call them equestrians, but you know, whatever.
Any equestrians?
I think this is more just a comment that I noticed with the last tier. There was almost like 0 crash outs. So shout out, let's run that back.
Wait, run what back? Sorry, I was distracted for a second.
Like,
Not
I hardly
crashing out.
heard any crash outs. Yeah, there was like no mid-raid crash outs. Like people just vibed out this whole tier, and it was nice. And let's run that back.
Dude, I crashed out. What are you talking about?
I didn't hear it.
Were you not there for
that
6?
night.
Europe hated the trash and everybody playing trash.
Oh well, I must.
And then I left for a month, and then it was fine.
We ruined Katamari for him or whatever.
Maybe it was me. It was me.
Well, I didn't hear many crash outs, which was a huge improvement in my opinion from prior tiers. So that was really cool. And yeah, let's run that back.
Vibes number 1. Sure.
What the hell is that, LK? Oh my god, I just read the first sentence. I was like, you didn't write this?
What do you mean?
What do you think he's been doing this whole entire
Nice,
meeting?
nice M dashes, dude.
Chat GPT.
Talk about. I think I didn't see him.
Or he's wave dashing.
Okay. If there aren't any questions, I'm going to go ahead and end the recording.